Okay, as stated, I uploaded some videos of my truck racing here, and someone said, "We know you build fast LS swap turbo cars, so where's the scooters?" Or the go-karts, whatever. And the other day I got a motorcycle. It was crashed, like this dirt bike here. Look at this. Look at this gem. You can probably see it pretty good. It got nice front brakes. And I'm probably gonna just crush this suspension. It's a little tall for building like a trike, but it's got a throttle cable and shut off and start up and everything else. So this would be super easy. So I decided, I messed around with this green cart the other day, and I went to go for a short drive, and the damn thing could like barely make it up my alleyway. So I'll probably just skip right away from this motor. I don't think I want to deal with it. It's neat that it ran and whatever else, but I think it's just time to, I got the good card over here, so it's time to just chop this one up and make something awesome out of it. So I figure what I'll do is like cut it, I'll take the seat off and I'll cut it in the center here, and I have part of the roll cage tubing from the blue one that I'm never going to use, the roll cage. And I'm going to see what I can do with the front end and where I want to put this guy and some other stuff. And I guess from then on, I'm going to see if I can use the rear. I want to use the rear and just move the disc brake and some other things. But that's what I'm going to do right now, is just slice the fucking thing apart and see where I get. Put this thing on time lapse. Alright, well, slice this thing apart. I guess I'll ask a couple people if they want this front end. I can't imagine why. Part of me is just gonna fucking scrap it because people say they want it and then never pick it up. So I'll throw this in the back of my truck for now with some other shit. Scrap and need some spare tires put on my truck. Imagine that. They don't hold air anymore, they're fucking bald. Anyway, I got the back half and the motorcycle and some other shit pieces. So see what we can do. We can clean up a little bit and come right back. Alright, next order of bullshit here is unbolt this damn motor and get rid of it. Maybe I should keep this like little basket. It'd be funny to put back on it somewhere so I can put the gas tank in it, scare everybody. But I'm gonna unbolt this motor next and probably just time lapse that bitch too. Okay, I got this pretty much cut down and the motor out of it, and that's about the height I want the front tube. So what I'm gonna do now is, this thing has a lot of suspension travel, which I'm not gonna use at all. So I may just drill out the forks and collapse them, or do something else, or try to, I could drop these fork tubes, you know how you lower like a sport bike, and I'm gonna rip off all this plastic. I don't want all this mud guard and other bullshit. And the clutch lever is pretty much toast. Well, not entirely, I could bend it, I guess. We'll see. It looks like it was fixed a few times before. And I'm gonna start lining this thing up on like a jig or something and seeing where I want the front end, because very similar to like how Colin Furs, or Colin Furzy, however you say it, I'm gonna put the motor underneath the seat now. So we'll see how that goes. I just taped the rear brake to the back for now. I'll do a foot control for that, or a fucking lever or something. Figure it out in a minute and get this thing prepped up and see what I can do with that. Okay, I broke down the front end, and most likely this will plug right into the, I'm going to buy an SSR 125 motor. If you're familiar with those, that's what they use in the drift trikes too. And it uses this throttle cable too. So I have throttle cable, on-off switch, and hydraulic disc brakes that work great already. One thing I want to do is, I believe these have springs in them. They're not oil filled or anything crazy like you would think of like a modern motorcycle. It's usually just a spring. So I'm going to take the handlebars off. I can actually shove this in here, nice to work on, since it can't go on the bike. And I'm going to take the handlebars off and take the tops of these off and see if I can pull the springs out and just bottom the damn things out. And then once they're bottomed out so it doesn't flop all over, I'll probably drill a hole straight through and put like a nut and a bolt in them. That's my plan anyway. See how that goes. Get the fucking trusty 1/4 incher out. These are probably 10s. Yeah, they're 10s. They're 10s alright. You guys chill out. Okay, super easy so far. Should I stop talking? Flip these around, nice and neat. And then I wonder if these will just blow right apart. I'll have to watch my eyes. Almost. That was an 18. It's a 17. Let's go straight for the money. Yeah, there's a big ass spring in there. Isn't that awesome? Oh, it is oil filled too. Probably stop it from getting rusty. But there's a nice oily spring in there, so I can just bottom this shit out like a drag bike. Throw this in the bed of my truck covered in oil. There is oil in the shock. Well, I'm gonna have to put a drip pan under them to drill them then. Because, you know, we had the idea to slide the forks up like a sport bike with clip-ons, but this doesn't have clip-ons. I'd have to like move my bar ends or do some weird shit. And I was like, well, if I just take this some bitch apart, look at that. The oil's fairly clean. Right into bed. It smells, it looks clean, but it smells like shit. Sorry for the language. Sorry for the kids. Every now and then people remind me, they're like, I want to watch this with my kids. And I curse like a sailor. Wish I could change. I really do. Maybe one day, if I get paid to do this, I can curb that, but for now, you guys are stuck with it. What is this, 8 mil? Oh shit. There it is. Zing! I also like working on stuff right next to my tools. Obvious reasons. Put the 10 away already? I'm a maniac. I hate losing shit, so I put stuff away like while I need it. Anyway, yeah, there should be like no resistance in those then when I put this. Actually, here. Well, I'll just bolt it back together. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to mess with the handlebars flopping all over the place. So we'll zing it back together, and I'll set it down, and we'll see what the it may have some fluid dampening because of the oil in there. Yep. They actually do fluid damp. There's no springs in there. So it looks like I gotta dump all the fluid out, but that's fully compressed. Oh, yep. That's all she's got. So I can do mock-up with that. Handlebars are bent slightly, but that's fine with me. This is cool. This is like a 17 in the front. What the hell is it? It's a 19. Dang. Can't believe it has oil. It actually has oil shock dampening in it with a spring. I'm impressed. Maybe I'll heat this bar up and bend it back then too, but otherwise, ready to rock with this bullshit.